Got some injury updates for all y'all, plus some other news, plus somebody thinks the Dolphins are going to claim a wild card spot. Yeah, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree, but we'll see. What is up, Finn fans? Lots of injuries. We play on a Monday, so it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday is their practice day instead of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I was like, is it Tuesday, Wednesday? So yesterday was their first day of practice, and we got some news and notes and some updates. Some things you could take with a grain of salt, some things you could take with a bulldozer. I don't know what I'm going to say. And then Jeremy Fowler came out and said some very interesting things. But before we jump into all that good stuff, I do have an announcement to make, and it doesn't involve the Miami Dolphins, and it does not involve this channel. It involves a channel that I have been a part of before I started doing this channel. A channel that I've been a part of for probably about 9 years now. I've had a gaming channel. And if you're new to the channel and you're new to subscribing to this channel, first off, I love you. Thank you so much. But I have a gaming channel, and I essentially started it back up. Now, what do you mean started it back up? Me and my two friends, Sammy and Frank, have been doing this gaming channel for a while, and life kind of got in the way, me moving out of town, having a kid, and, you know, pandemics and all these other things. So we kind of were up and down with the channel, but we started it back up, and a new video is over there. I will link the video at the end of this video. Also, you can check it out. I will pin the YouTube channel at the beginning, at the top of the comment section. Go check it out. If you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. Just to give you a heads up, I don't censor myself over there. It's a little different. Hit the subscribe button. Like I said, if you like what you see, we're almost at 1,000. Big difference, right? I'm over here trying to get to 50,000. My channel that I started first is 780. So if you like what you see, go subscribe and comment. Hey, we want to see you do this. We want to see you play this. We're doing cool things over there. So go over and check it out. Now let's talk about injury updates and all that other stuff. So Austin Jackson is the big one that popped up on the injury report. He's dealing with a knee injury. He did miss yesterday's practice. There is no breakdown or essential idea of what happened or what is going to happen. Kendall Fuller will probably fill in for him if he's not able to go. I'm still sick. My ears are clogged. I have just a big old sinus problem. I do apologize if I'm all over the place, but Kendall Fuller will fill in for him. Also, apparently Patrick Paul has been doing some cross training at right tackle because it is completely different playing left tackle, right tackle. Also, they brought back Ryan Hayes, who was our 7th round pick, a year or two ago, and he is now back on the practice squad. So that probably all entails on what's going on with Austin Jackson and that knee injury. So we'll keep an eye on that. I do feel comfortable having Kendall Lamb play. I do think Kendall Lamb is a very serviceable backup if Austin Jackson can't go. Zach Sealer is back. He was limited, but he's back, and it's very optimistic that he will play Monday night versus the Rams. Hopefully that helps us to produce more sacks. Hopefully him and with Chop kind of starting to come into his all. He had a very good day against the Bills. Maybe this will push us in the direction we need to hopefully get the pass rush back, but they interviewed him. His eye looked great. So he's trending towards playing on Monday and probably is most likely playing on Monday. Manu Ogba, he has a tear in his bicep, and he's going to not have surgery, and he's going to play through it. Out of his mind. Hopefully he doesn't hurt anymore, but that is Manu Ogba. Jordan Brooks took the blame for the 65-yard touchdown pass that the Bills had on the Dolphins, with Marcus May kind of having a waff on the tackle. Brooks came out and he said it was man coverage. It was a miscommunication. He should have stuck with his guy, and we never know how things would have happened differently. but he takes the blame for that. Javon Holland went out there yesterday. He was stretching. He was going through some, walkthrough type stuff. But then when practice really started, he went in with the trainers. We won't know if he plays on Monday. We'll see. Hopefully he does, but we'll see. But if he doesn't, rookie Patrick McMorris is designated for a return from IR with a foot injury. That safety, he might go out there. We might see some good things out of him. Young guy, fresh, making tackles, running all over the field. We'll see how that pans out. Cater Coe, who did practice. So our safeties and our corners are getting healthy somewhat and getting back into the groove of things. About Bradley Chubb, you see the thumbnail has Bradley Chubb on it. Mike McDaniel came out and he said he's optimistic about Bradley Chubb, but a lot of it is probably going to entail where the Dolphins are out at when it comes to can they still make the playoffs, right? Like if they lose Monday, Bradley Chubb will probably not play this year. Same thing with Isaiah Wynn, but I still don't think Isaiah Wynn's going to play, regardless if we go on a 6-game tear and all of a sudden we're sitting at 8-5 or 8-6, and all of a sudden everyone's like, "Oh, look at the Dolphins, they're really playing hot." I don't think Isaiah Wynn's going to come back. But Bradley Chubb, on the other hand, if we win the next 3 games, he might come back and play that Thanksgiving night game against the Packers and might be available for us for the end of the year. If we don't, probably not going to do anything. So it depends on what the Dolphins do. You're going to be facing a good Rams team on Monday, then a bad Raiders team, and then a bad Patriots team. So if you could pull 3 wins out and kind of get to 5-6, all of a sudden things look a little bit different. Some other things from Mike McDaniel talking about CJ Beathard got poached from our practice squad. He's with Jacksonville now. Kind of sucks. Kind of sticking with Skyler. Kind of sucks. McDaniel did say he's encouraged by the recovery of quarterback Tyler Huntley. Tua, just slide, man. Just stay healthy, Tua. We just can't deal with that type of stuff. On if general manager Chris Grier was reluctant to give up draft picks to acquire help before the trade deadline, McDaniel said no. There are a couple of conversations we had, people reaching out to us and different possibilities, but unfortunately we believe the roster. We believe in the roster. There have been 400 touches. There has been 400 touches he hasn't fumbled on, but what other matters is the next game. What only matters is the next game. He's totally focused on making sure the ball stays with him. I don't know what he's talking about. Literally doesn't name any player unless he is talking about Grier. Just sometimes reading Mike McDaniel's transcripts, like I said, my sinuses, I got a headache, and reading his transcripts just make it worse. McDaniel said Raheem Mostert, who had a particularly costly fumble in 2 of the Dolphins' past 3 games, knows he has to hang on to the ball. We've learned 2 hard lessons. You can't be in the whole scope of, all right, there's another lesson that needs to be had when the other guys who are not turning the ball over. There it is. So what happened was, let me show you. What happened was, this is where he was talking about. There has been 400 touches he hasn't fumbled on, but what only matters is the next game. He totally focused on making sure the ball stays with him. He took this and had it here. So when he's talking about Chris Grier, he put that there and confused the crap out of me. It's a mistake. Mistakes happen. But that confused the crap out of me. So yeah, Raheem Mostert needs to get his act together because he's driving me absolutely nuts. Fullback Alec Engel has been dealing with a calf injury. McDaniel said the Dolphins will be careful with him. Hopefully he will be fine. McDaniel on limited production on Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle this season. Their game from a standpoint, technique and fundamentals has seen growth this year. Tyreek has been best game releasing off of press coverage against Buffalo. The little things like that is what I prioritize. The other thing, too, is if you go back and look at that Dolphins game, Tua was targeting a lot of different players and a lot of different receivers. Spread the ball around. You don't have to focus and pinpoint one guy. McDaniel on conceding, ultimately, you have to win this league. We have a hard conversation that ultimately has been very necessary. On last week's benching of David Long Jr., He said it wasn't more about what David Long Jr. was doing wrong, more of Anthony Walker, what he was doing right. I might have a Patreon video for the patrons coming up probably this weekend talking about the trade deadline and kind of behind the scenes stuff that happened, because I got a little information I could share with you guys over on the Patreon. So if you want to join the Patreon, it is linked below. And the last thing I want to talk about, and I said it in the beginning, Jeremy Fowler, you beautiful son of a gun. On ESPN, he came out, on ESPN, they had this whole thing about, predicting division winners, predicting, MVP, predicting this, and this. Jeremy Fowler came out and he said something that I thought was very interesting. And I'm going to share it with you. You can already see the Miami Dolphins will claim an AFC wildcard spot. Jeremy motherflippin' Fowler. So what he said, the Dolphins roster has enough talent to wake up from 2-6. The offense is averaging 27 points since Tua returned in week 8, and defense, the pass rush injuries hurt, but safety Javon Holland and defensive end Zach Steeler should be back soon. The schedule is also manageable, as 2 of Miami's last 9 games feature opponents with 500 or worse records. The Dolphins probably won't catch the Bills in the AFC, but the 7th seed is gettable. He's not wrong in the aspect of the opponents we are playing, for what do you say, 9 of the last 7. But you also have to look at it in an aspect of who we are playing, because they're not, slouches. Let me just say that the teams that we will be playing, because if you look, I'm gonna show you right here. Raiders, Patriots, bad records, right? Jets sitting at 3-6. They are better than their record says. And the Browns, I think, are sitting at 3 wins as well. Where are they going to be? The Texans and the 49ers and the Packers are the 3 teams that have the good records that we're going to face. Outside of that, again, the Jets are the Jets. They might not even be the same team when we face them on December 8th. It's more about taking care of business in the next 3. Rams, Raiders, Patriots. Dolphins should beat the Raiders and the Patriots. Rams, if they can take care of it on Monday night, all of a sudden, boom. Like I said, 5-6 going into this Packers game. If they could shock the world on Thanksgiving night, beat the Packers, get back to 6-6, then go home for the Jets. That is going to be pivotal. Beat the Jets. If they can go on a 5 game run and get to 7-6, then anything is possible. But these games are hard, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. Jeremy Fowler has us taking that last spot, so it's going to be very interesting. Comment below. Let me know what you think about what Jeremy Fowler said, what you think about the injury updates, all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys tomorrow previewing the Dolphins taking on the Rams, and then Sunday I will also be recapping what happened on football on Sunday, and then Monday I will be live for the game. Game starts at 8:15, so I'll be live at like 8:10, like 5 minutes beforehand. So other than that, like usual, stay classy. Fins up.